We are Sorted, a group of mates who have your back when it comes to all things food. From cooking battles to gadget reviews
And it's not worth it.
and cookbook challenges to a mid-week meal packs app.
Crack your eggs, bake.
We uncover the tools that'll help us all cook and eat smarter. Join our community where everything we do starts with you.
Today, we're challenging Mike and James to the ultimate roast dinner battle.
But this isn't any normal battle, there is quite a big catch. James, you have a budget of £2.50, and Mike, yours is unlimited.
Look, we're going to give you 10 minutes to choose your ingredients for your roast dinners, but to do that, you're going to have to go to Barry's Deli.
Hello, welcome to Barry's Deli. How can I help you?
Obviously, I'm going to start with chicken.
I'm guessing you can only afford the cheaper one.
Yeah, I didn't even look at this one because that is more expensive than my budget. I'd like some carrots, please.
They're just 13p, yeah?
Here we go.
I'll have a handful of raisins.
Sorry, raisins on a roast dinner?
Don't you hate it when you go to a shop and the shopkeeper starts questioning your purchases?
Okay, so let's start off with the big tanned chicken. Vegetables go without saying, I'll take all of those. I will go for the heritage carrots.
Whoa, okay. Is that everything for you, sir?
Think so.
Well, thank you for coming to Barry's Deli. Have a lovely day and we'll see you soon.
Right, boys, we're going to put 2 hours on the clock, and then our chef Ben is going to judge your dinners. 3, 2, 1, roast.
Okay, the first thing I have to do is get my chicken on, and I'm creating a trivet, and then the chicken's going to go on top. I'm going to season it with salt and pepper and veg oil, and I'm going to stick half a lemon in there, and maybe a garlic clove.
What's very comforting is I'm literally doing exactly the same as James, but I can afford fresh rosemary, so I'm stuffing the chicken with fresh rosemary.
I can also afford butter, so I'm rubbing mine in that instead of oil like James.
My chicken is basically much better looked after. It's been corn-fed, it's actually bigger. Chicken's in, 190 degrees C for an hour and 20 minutes.
Just put it on the middle rack.
Middle rack.
The chicken's going into the oven at 200 degrees for an hour and 15 minutes, an hour and 20 maybe.
Can I talk to you about your chicken?
Yeah.
Because 88 pence per portion, it's a £3.50 chicken. Is that something you would usually recommend buying?
It's really hard to recommend buying a £3.50 chicken because it probably hasn't had a very nice life. I'm using it right now to prove that you can make a roast dinner for £2.50 a portion.
The key with chicken is buy the best you can afford.
That is the key. It's a tough one, but you can't really recommend buying a £3.50 chicken because it's just not good. I've tried to make them all roughly the same size. Going into cold water, and I want to cook those until they're getting quite soft, like a little bit worryingly soft.
I'm using King Edwards. They're great for roasting and mashing because basically they stay really fluffy, but they also take on a whole load of flavour.
We only have 2 hours, so I'm going to race ahead. I'm going to get my veg on. They're only going to take like half an hour, 40 minutes, but I'm still going to get them in the oven as soon as possible. The core of a parsnip is really woody. It doesn't really cook. You always want to cut out the core of your parsnips.
It's worth pointing out at this stage, 2 hours to cook a whole roast dinner.
That's ambitious.
Mike, how long would you usually take to cook a roast chicken dinner?
4 or 5 hours.
Loads and loads of pepper on carrots is important. And I'm going to roast the carrots and parsnips on separate trays, just because you want to give them space, you get some colour. They're going to the oven at 200 degrees with the chicken for 30 to 40 minutes.
These are heritage carrots, and I don't know what heritage means. I just know that they're a nicer colour and they're more expensive. And for me, as a normal, that must mean that they taste better. Oh, look, I wasn't expecting that. I definitely don't know what a heritage... I was going to say tomato. I don't even know what it is. Oh no.
Mike, talk to us about your parsnips. What have you done to them?
I've just chopped them up.
You chose not to peel them?
Get rid of the tough skin.
I haven't got time. I'm planning to toss them in mustard, maple syrup and olive oil.
Of course you are.
So you'll get caramelisation, roast them long enough so that actually the skin doesn't really make a difference. I'll set a timer for 20 minutes, I'll keep an eye on them and just hopefully take them out once they're done.
So this is a controversial element of a roast dinner, Yorkshire puddings. Yorkshire puddings I would say go with beef, but a lot of people put them with chicken, and there's no denying they're delicious. So I'm gonna make some Yorkshire puddings.
Why restrict yourselves to just having Yorkshire puddings with roast beef? If you like Yorkshire puddings, have Yorkshire puddings. Yes.
I have my Yorkshire batter done, which is eggs and flour and milk seasoned with plenty of salt. That's going to rest until the very end while everything else is out of the oven, and then that's going to go in.
Next up, going to make a cauliflower cheese. Boil some cauliflower in water for 5 minutes, then make a cheese sauce.
Cut the big ones up. My cauliflower is going to cook until it's not quite al dente, so it's like still a bit raw.
What I'm looking for is when I stab the potatoes and they fall straight down, shows that they're cooked all the way through. And I do actually want that, believe it or not.
Don't you? Whoa, they are too done.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Kind of bit around the edge, those are the bits that are going to go crispy. So I'm going to leave them for a little bit, let them steam dry. In my milk, I've put an onion and a bay leaf. For the bread sauce, count carefully the number of cloves that you put in, and then pick them out. I may have overcooked the cauliflower slightly. What I've done is transferred it to a saucepan because I didn't have any baking dishes around. My milk for the bread sauce has come to a boil, lid on, leave it. So what I can do now is make the cheese sauce. In here is butter and flour, making a roux, adding milk to it to make my bechamel, and then I'm gonna add cheese to make my cheese sauce. Usually you'd keep the roux quite white. Taking it a little bit further, just to give it a bit of flavour. It's kind of like browning butter. So that's what you're looking for.
Got a little bit too much colour on it, so I might have to start that again. Yeah. Damn, I'm gonna have to start that again.
Oh, James.
Bow, chicka, bow, bow.
I'm glad I started again because it's definitely better. I'm gonna add some nutmeg to this, and hopefully that'll be enough to make it compete with that. Hello, Mike here again. Sorry, we've just paused the video to ask you to subscribe and hit the bell. You won't regret it, promise, and it really does make a difference, so thank you. Back to the video. Let's take the cauliflower off because that's cooked.
I've treated my roasties exactly the same as I treated my carrots and parsnips. Oil, salt, pepper, and then I've added 3 cloves of garlic to the tray as well. They're going to go into the oven for 40 minutes. Barry just grabbed my carrots and parsnips out of the oven. They are done. These are a little bit over, I think.
Roasties. It's got a tray on the top of the hob, heating up some beef dripping in it. Going to crush some garlic, sort of infuse the garlic in the beef dripping, and then add my roast potatoes. These are now going into the beef dripping and garlic, and they're just going to go in the oven to start cooking.
This saucepan is for my cabbage. At the moment, I have onions, garlic, and raisins in here, and I'm going to let those cook off as long as possible, so they get really sweet and nice, and they're basically a huge flavour base.
I'm going to make a Yorkshire batter.
Now, James's Yorkshire batter has been resting for 20 minutes.
Yeah, which is a very chefy thing to do. I
is,
never
isn't it?
bothered with that.
No. Have you seen Mike's phone?
That's looking good. Okay.
There's a huddled storm of brewing.
That goes without saying, right? There's always one of them happening. This is a muffin tray, and it's got the rest of my beef dripping in it. I'm going to stick that in the top oven, heat this oil right up for about 5 minutes, then pour in my Yorkshire batter, and then leave it at a really high heat for about 25 minutes until they puff up and look incredible. Let's make a bread sauce. Milk, butter, peppercorns, cloves, garlic, bay leaves,
A quartered onion and some thyme.
Gonna bring that up to a simmer.
Look at the frost off.
So I want it to be perfectly white. Bread sauce was almost done. I'm just going to add some butter.
My bread sauce in milky infusion, it is ready to be strained, and then in with my brioche.
James has got a chicken.
Oh, that looks good, uh-oh.
I've taken my chicken out of the oven. It's resting on a plate.
I'm happy with that.
Mike, that is a good looking bird.
Okay, this is gonna rest.
To make my gravy, I'm using the veg and the juices and the fat that we're cooking below the chicken. And then I've just added flour, cooked that out for a couple of minutes, and added water. I'm gonna put a quarter of a chicken stock cube into here, because usually I'd put chicken stock in.
Mike, you've gone for a bit of a different techers to James.
Yeah, so I'm gonna add a bit of flour just to thicken it, but then I'm gonna add my chicken stock and just let that reduce right down.
Is that where your wine comes in as well?
Yes, thank you for reminding me. I've
Damn
got
it.
red wine to add to that as well. Thanks, mate. I really appreciate you.
36 minutes and 5 seconds left to go.
That is really quite worrying now.
That is so worrying.
Bit of freshness.
Gotta use all that lemon.
I have to remind myself, James has only spent £2.50 per portion.
It's amazing, isn't it? How's it looking, Mike?
I think it's all right. So my cheese sauce is going over the top of my cauliflower. And I'm just going to sprinkle some almonds on the top. Whew. I need to fry some pancetta because I'm going to toss that through my peas.
I'm preparing the tray for my Yorkshire puddings. Can't afford beef dripping, so I'm going for veg oil.
Oh, yeah, look.
The final thing to do for the gravy is pour all the rested chicken juices into the gravy because you don't want to waste a single bit of flavour. I've also added the wings.
Oh, I see.
This looks good.
In order to tell if the chicken's cooked properly, the juices have got to run clear. And we've got there, which is good.
15 minutes to go.
Tight. What are we doing now? He's not going to put that
He's
in there.
getting-
Why not?
Yes! I knew he was going to do that.
Okay, now I'm going to strain my gravy.
We have Yorkshires.
Oh, banging Yorkshires.
Oh,
Oh, James.
naughty.
Last 5 minutes.
Okay, next up, going to drain my gravy.
Well played.
James.
Well played. Really good.
Last 2 minutes.
Holy moly, this is crazy.
Cauliflower cheese, looking good. Bit of time over the potato.
90 seconds.
It could have done with a couple more minutes.
Come on, come on, come on.
James, you're really faffing now. Come on.
Mike, you can do this. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step away from your roast dinners.
Whoa.
Strong work, boys.
Ebbers, there is some gravy.
I'm liking the colour on the chicken.
Nice for him to serve us before he started eating them from the plate.
Oh, I didn't realise we were doing that.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Got some sexy looking parsnips.
Oh, carrot.
Oh,
Carrots are good.
Yeah, I'm really happy with those.
So there is lots going on. Everything's got something else added. Individually, they all really work quite nicely. As a roast, there's now so much going on, it's quite special.
Oh,
Chicken's good.
I think the chicken's on the edge of perhaps being a little dry, but then maybe that's a subjective thing because for me, I prefer the dark meat anyway, especially on a roast.
these bread sauces stand out.
The bread sauce is great.
That's a very good plate of food.
coming in. I'm looking forward to this.
Right, I'm moving on to James's.
Okay.
Here we go. Cheers.
Cheers.
That gravy is outstanding.
That gravy is different level.
I think all of the veg is better in the sense that it all still has some texture to it. There's still a little bit of crunch from the cabbage, but it's nicely softened and the sweetness from the sultanas is good. I think the Yorkie is excellent, but no better. I think that's, I wouldn't know. They're both excellent Yorkies.
James doesn't agree with you on that, so I take that as a win.
Was it 3 times tastier? I'm not sure. I think a big question is about the quality of the chicken in the middle. You also bought the wine. I do like wine on the side. So price is difficult, but I would say if I had to pick an overall winner and one that I would want to eat with the family, I think it would be James's. And it's just lots of classic flavours, but the veg has been executed super well. And that's the cheap bit. I don't know what you spent on the veg collectively, but not a lot. And that is excellent. But I might steal 1 or 2 elements from this plate, if I was allowed.
Can't argue with that. Absolutely fair. And actually, the fact that you would nick some bits off my plate, that feels good for me.
I think the thing I've learned today from watching James cook, nothing went to waste. It all went into that gravy. And it's the gravy that's a standout performer on that entire plate.
You've heard what I think, but what do you guys think? Comment down below, who do you think should have won and who should get a proper roasting? And as always, we want your ideas for other recipes or dishes that we can do in a budget battle.
Before you go, just a quick shout to say thanks to all of you who are using and sending us your thoughts on our Packs app. We wanted to create a tool to help you boss your midweek meals, cut down on food waste, and reduce the cost of your weekly food shop, and you are helping us do just that, so thank you. We want to make this as accessible as possible right now, so if you haven't tried it, you can now for a full month absolutely free. The link is in the description box below. And now for the bloop.
I didn't sign up to the roasting.
I don't think he's talking about that kind of roasting.
I'm not up for any roasting.